Lesbians. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Happy Thursday. I wanted to wait to tell you about last week's episode until now because I had my buddy Eddie come on, and we recorded an entire episode that didn't get recorded. We went for like an hour and a half.
Oh.
And it stopped working at like 14 minutes.
So you have like maybe an intro?
Yeah. And it was good. Like we did well. And we were sitting like we do now. And then I went to look and I was like, fuck, it didn't record shit. And I was heated and like he was heated that I was heated. And and then I ended up getting the night off work and we did a whole other episode. But I sat over there and had the laptop next to me to fucking triple check.
Okay. Well, I'm back in the hot seat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure we record this.
Thank God, dude. That was like the theme of the episode. I'm like, damn, Billy's not here. We're fucked. This show's shit. Yeah, so do you guys remember that story where with the chess champion and he accused the guy of cheating? He had anal beads in his ass that was vibrating, telling him like what moves to make.
It was like a big chess player, right? It was like
Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah.
He's like the GOAT.
The chess player?
He's the chess player. He's their golden boy. And he got beat by some other, I think the name is Niemann. And the big thing was that he had anal beads in his ass that were sending shocks to his system at very precise moments. I'm assuming. They didn't get into this much detail, but I want to speculate. It had to have been like a Morse code situation. He had to have learned more. If he's that good at chess, he probably could have learned Morse code pretty quick. And then electromagnetic anal beads, you could probably get those anywhere. Spencer's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Spencer's Gifts.
Right? There's already like there's already panties
Amazon
you can
Prime
get.
Day today. Amazon Prime Day.
Today. Wait, what does that mean? Amazon Prime Day.
It's like all like the deals and specials and stuff on
Oh,
Amazon.
perfect. So maybe he did that a year ago today.
Yeah. It's also 7-Eleven Day.
That one I knew.
Free Slurpees.
Is it Slurpees? I heard it was coffee. It's probably both.
I mean, their coffee should always be free.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's like Jiffy Lube coffee. You
But I feel like I don't know
Jiffy
chess
Lube?
enough to know the effectiveness of... Like, if you're already the best chess player in the world,
Yeah.
who could possibly be giving you advice on something, anything?
Probably a computer. Probably just has like a high-level chess system that's buzzing him in the ass.
So he programmed the computer to buzz his ass.
We need to get this guy on like working with Elon or something on the cutting edge of some technology. That could definitely be worked in somewhere.
New Tesla seat.
New Tesla seat, exactly. But so I guess in St. Louis, that's what this article is here. This federal judge. I'm very happy they decided to bring this back up. I don't know how long it's been. I feel like it's been about a year. And why? I don't know why it's happening in St. Louis. For whatever reason, I felt like the chess championships would have gone to somewhere like, I don't know, Victorian or artistic or intellectual. But they picked St. Louis, where the most magnificent thing people have seen is a piece of bent metal that's really high, and you pay to get an elevator, right? I think you can go to the top of that.
Yeah.
The arch?
Yeah. It looks pretty cool, though.
Sure. Of course it is. I'd be one of the people there. Hell yeah. St. Louis. I've always wanted to go to St. Louis because I feel like they have cool accents. Even though...
Food, too.
The food. Yeah. Have you been there?
No.
No. Yeah. I know they got... Yeah. All right. We're back again. This is great. But it's funny because before you and ever since the show started, this is like it runs with the theme of the show. Like there's always some shit that happens. Yes, obviously, maybe I bought some cheap equipment. I don't know. New York's expensive. No, the Zoom is good. Fuck that.
batteries die.
Yeah, everybody dies.
People forget things.
Sure, it happens. Anyway, anal beads, right? Electronic, vibrating anal beads. 19-year-old trying to sue the greatest chess player in the world, who he already beat, again, by being a genius, learning Morse code, changing the game for cheating. You should be able to do that in every sport. Imagine if you could do that in fighting or football or baseball, anything. There's just
You could definitely cheat in fighting if you just say you're transgender.
Right. Yeah, I suppose that doesn't work in the other ones.
It works in swimming.
Mm.
It works in basketball.
Right.
It works in everything. Yeah, you could say you're transgender and cheat in every sport
Sure.
known to man.
Sure. You just identify as... You don't even need to be transgender.
I guess that's
some
why you have to go
cases.
as far as anal beads in chess.
Right. Because women are dumb. They're not as good. They can't play chess. They're stupid. No. Yeah, I guess. But really, what was the baseball team? What was the thing with them? They were...
The Houston Astros.
Right.
Yeah.
No anal beads there.
No anal beads, but supposedly they did have like these chest protector type things that they'd wear on their uniforms and they would vibrate.
Oh, exactly. Wow. See?
It was like a haptic feedback suit.
And they don't... I mean, they wouldn't suspect anything from baseball players.
Yeah. I mean, they don't cheat, right?
No.
On
So
their
they
wives
don't
or
pat-
on the game or...
They don't pat, their asses to see if there's any needle marks. They don't check. They don't check that. But again, very interesting. The fact that this kid is he won, and then the other guy, Mr. Magnus Carlsen, who is the biggest and best champ, I guess, at chess, he said that he cheated because nobody can beat him, supposedly. Nobody can beat this man. You have to have gone as far as lubing up some vibrating anal toys and somehow Bluetooth connectivity to a computer that's given you... Now, what is this? We have...
So I looked up because the 100 million lawsuit seemed crazy to me. So I looked
Sure.
up the purse of the World Chess Championship, which I don't know if that was the exact tournament, but it's 1.2 million euros. So the 100 million, I don't know where the fuck that's coming from.
Wow. I know. Maybe it's for damages and slander. So the 19-year-old suing Magnus for saying that he's cheating. What a wild thing to suggest. Not only that he's cheating, but that he's doing that specifically. Makes you wonder the type of person Magnus Carlsen is when he's not thinking or playing chess. He's thinking about it, he's a step ahead, really. He's thinking about his worst adversary. It would be a kid, younger than him, smarter than him, if he was able to pull this off. Getting one in on the man, and the only way he'd be able to do it is electromagnetic anal beads. But now, the reason why we're even talking about this now is because the lawsuit was filed in St. Louis. Again, weird, strange that it's in St. Louis. Let me see. Niemann also accused Carlsen and Chess.com of violating antitrust laws by merging online playing platforms and refusing to let him play on them. Okay, so he's banned from the website. So he's like the Trump of Chess.com. He's banned. He can't play on Chess.com. So that's part of why he's suing them. So he can't practice. Okay, he can't practice. He can't get better, right? Which is the only thing he's doing. He's not thinking of a new way to cheat the next time. Go down a little bit. Scroll down a bit. So Tuesday, U.S. District Judge Audrey Fleissig found Niemann's antitrust claims had no merit. She also dismissed libel and slander claims because, Jesus, I sound like I'm having a stroke. She said that she didn't have jurisdiction to oversee them. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch reported the lawsuit came after Niemann shocked the world by defeating Carlson at the Sinkfield Cup last year. In St. Louis, ending Carlson's world record unbeaten streak, Carlson accused Niemann of cheating and withdrew from the tournament. So he sent him home packing, and now he's bitter and wants to slander him. I'm pro Niemann. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. This guy is... I had a professor in high school. They're not professors in high school. I had a teacher in high school who... he would say that. He would say he was the cool teacher. You ever have the cool teacher in high school? No, really.
Nah, there was a couple.
Yeah, like this guy used to smoke weed. He had Crohn's disease, so I don't know, it was medicinal, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, so he used to get high. And he would say that. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. And this kid is being wronged. He's being absolutely wronged. And Magnus just needs to know when it's time to pass the torch. So the lawsuit contends Carlson, generally considered one of the greatest chess champions in the world, was trying to preserve his status as the king of chess. Yes, the king of chess. Everyone will know his name. And to complete a deal with chess.com to acquire Play Magnus for nearly $83 million. Okay, so he has a thing that they're going to buy for a ton of money. More money, less money, actually, than what Niemann is asking, which is good, because then he'll bury him. He knows that he's got... If that goes through, he'll have $100 million between his investments and whatnot, his wins. So, but this judge doesn't give a fuck. It's... And it's funny because chess.com, they wanted to get this out of the news. They didn't want people to keep talking about how the young gun came through, whooped their boy's ass, and now there's talk of anal beads. You've never heard in chess class, chess club. Chess club was always the nerdiest, dumbest thing ever. And now there's anal bead talk in chess club. What was the show? Queen's Gambit?
Yeah.
There's no anal beads there.
There may have been.
You think?
It's more likely than...
Yeah. than in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sure. But people who play chess, they're not around anal beads. It's supposed to be a classy thing. So chess.com, the new wave, the .com, you got to be able to play online. And you get better, and it gives you the moves, so it's easier,
It's just a creative website, too. That URL, wow, they really nailed it.
Chess.com. How were they able to get it first? They had to buy it.
They definitely had to buy it.
They had to buy it. Yeah. And now they got $83 million. Well, chess is one of those games that I think there's a lot of money in it for kind of no reason. Like, there's a lot of money, I shouldn't say that, there's a lot of money in it, but no hype behind it.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, golf has definitely more hype than chess, but that's one of them. I think chess is much smaller than golf, but
yeah, anything with the athleticism behind it, backing it, has more hype, obviously.
Yes. Yeah. So on this, you got to just rely on high class clientele performing in it.
Yeah, because even something like the World Series of Poker has more hype than the World Series of Chess or whatever they call this.
Right.
Like, I've never seen chess on TV.
Right. You see it walking down the street, though.
You see, like, the poker matches and stuff.
On TV. Totally. Which is stupid, too. Do you like watching them?
No, I'm not going to. I don't understand poker, so I'm not going to sit there and watch it, but it's definitely on ESPN all the time.
Oh, yeah, totally. Especially growing up. Even then, I'd be like, why are there people playing cards on television?
And it's not as exciting because, like, I
What's
see
the draw?
all of their cards.
Yeah. What's the draw? Like, I don't understand. People are like, I don't know. I guess if you like something enough, you'll watch it. There's some shit that's boring as fuck, though, that I like. You know?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, some people can't
doing
watch
it.
golf. I find it fun to watch.
Yeah. I agree. Funner to watch than to play. I fucking hate golf, dude. It's so hard. I like watching.
It's definitely really hard, but I like following it,
Yeah.
especially like the big matchups.
Totally. Yeah, the Saudis coming for everything.
But fuck chess, right?
And they'll be coming for chess. The Saudis soon. That's where he's getting that $100 million. He knows something that we don't. The Saudis,
Yeah, it sounds like they may already have.
Yeah, Saudis probably bought chess.com, and Niemann wants to be on the side.
Oh,
of
wait, dude. No, I'm fucking with you.
Arab money. What? Imagine. God damn it. We're definitely starting over this time. No, yeah. I don't know, guys. I think from the beginning of this story, it's obviously outrageous. But everyone's looking at it the wrong way. It's a changing of the guard in the mad game that we call chess. The game that every middle-aged father thinks he knows how to play until he has to show his son. The game that people who have nothing better to do in the middle of the day gather in the park and play against each other. The thinking man's game. And how do you outthink the thinking man? You go to the places that the thinking man would never go. Spencer's. He would never go to Spencer's unless he's on a different wavelength. If he's already smart and he has this idea, it makes him smarter. If he's a dumb fuck and he has the idea that he's going to beat a world chess champion with, this same type of technology, this Swedish created technology. Remember, like, infomercials? They just pick random countries.
Yeah.
And be like, buy this pillow with Indonesian woven technology. Yeah, so, I don't know. This guy, he's not only changed the game of chess, he's changed the game of cheating and the game of sexual exploration, I think.
And lawsuits.
100 million. That's balls. He just cheated and beat the best fucking chess player, and now he wants to sue him for $100 million and fuck him out of a deal that he would make $83 million by working for the now unveiled Saudi. Your fucking battery's gonna die.
I'm plugging in.
SaudiChess.com. So, all right. What's the next thing?
The mermaids.
The mermaids. Yes. I love music, and I love musical expression. I love when there's new, inventive ways to bring music to people. Art in general, but definitely music. I always like music because it's like a language that we all understand, but not all of us know how to speak. We don't know how to write it. And for people who are running out of ideas in terms of stimulation, people who are running out of ideas because a normal festival is too much, right? Or isn't enough, I should say. I didn't know there was a video. We have a video.
I didn't know there was a video either. That's why I clicked it.
So, long story short, there's a bunch of people in Florida, of course, that are having or were having a...
I'll show the people.
Yeah. They were having a music festival underwater. near some reef, and it was all to raise awareness about ocean shit, I guess. I don't know specifically what it is, but that's what they went down there to do. And these are, of course, people who are completely devoid of any real idea on how they could help this situation of ocean problems or ocean anything. These are people who, again, live in Florida, so that's already a strike against you. And I love Florida, great place. Rains every day, muggy, alligators, bugs, unbearable heat.
The Lower Keys Chamber of Commerce at Loo Key Reef.
Loo Key Reef.
That sounds like, you ever read those fake Chinese words like
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like if you hit your head on a desk or something, it's like it's spelt out like "ow my knee" or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's what that is.
That's what that sounds like. Loo Key Reef.
Loo Key Reef. Yeah. So it's a bunch of people getting hammered, listening to music. If I had to guess, probably not doing anything for the ocean. Considering the best thing we can do for the ocean
Is the actual article.
is stay the fuck out of it. If we're being honest, you know? The best thing we could do for the ocean is stay out of it. It's not to put big industrial speakers and go to the bottom of it and fuck around. The least we're in the ocean, the better, probably. So divers donned mermaid tails and ventured underwater with musical instruments for the 39th annual Lower Keys Underwater Music Festival at Louis Key Reef in Florida. It's hard to say. So they've done this a lot. Why am I hearing about this now? 39? You'd think you'd hear about a bunch of lunatics in Florida. Oh, wait, that's every week. Florida Keys and Key West said in a Facebook post that the Undersea concert featured the mermaid performers miming with their instruments while real music was pumped into the area via underwater speakers by US 1 radio. The songs played under the water during the mock concert included Yellow Submarine by the Beatles, Fins by Jimmy Buffett, and songs from the films Pirates of the Caribbean and The Little Mermaid. The annual event raises awareness of the need to protect Louis Key Reef, an area of the NOAA Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. All right, so it's a bunch of people in the Keys, the Florida Keys, listening to music from The Little Mermaid. That somehow is going to help raise awareness of the need to protect Louis Key Reef. I'm assuming so that they can do it long enough so that a shark comes through off the coast of Australia and has been heard about what's going on here at Louis Key Reef. He's actually a bounty hunter shark, and he thinks that what they're specifically doing is worse than the pile of garbage that floats in the middle of the ocean.
Similar vibe to that Adesanya coming in to DDP the other day.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, this is my territory.
Exactly. He's not fucking around. He's a bounty hunter. He's like the dog of sharks. The bounty
like I'm the real underwater performer.
Yeah, exactly. And he's going to come through dead set and murk all of them. And that's the only reason that we should preserve Louis Key Reef in Florida. Just so we can get that story to happen. Just so that when the news trucks pull up and the helicopters flying over and they see nothing but red, they'll also mention that there's a trumpet at the top and a harp and a plastic guitar, and they can mention that. And they said this was the 42nd annual fucking festival, whatever it's called, where these people finally got what was coming to them. Like, they wouldn't do that in a swamp to protect the swamp. Go play at the bottom of a swamp.
No. Swamps don't have like nice reefs and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Swamps are gross.
There's no like Disney story about a swamp either.
Precisely. Yeah, they just play like CCR songs.
Because like even in Disney movies, the alligators don't live in swamps. They live in like moats outside of castles and stuff like that. It's weird. It's weird.
That's true. There's no Disney movies with swamps, huh? It's always
Shrek?
Fuck. That's not Disney though. Maybe they got it out. It was Pixar.
It's Pixar.
Yeah. Maybe after the fact. Disney owns it all. When I watched the Robbie Lawler, first of all, fantastic fucking retirement for ruthless Robbie Lawler. I mean, that couldn't have gone better. Just fucking son Nico Price, grabbed him by the back of the neck.
Do we think he took a dive?
No, hell no. Hell
Nico's
no.
a tough kid, but
He got fucking, I mean, Robbie wasn't going out there to lose, I guess. But when they showed the thing at the end of like his career, it was like a slideshow.
Yeah.
And it was him viciously fucking brutalizing guys, fucking people up. They were playing very Disney-esque music. It was very strange. Like, you would have wanted to hear, like, I don't know, fanfare, triumphant warrior. I don't know. It was very, like, too sentimental for what they're showing us. And I was like, Disney definitely got their hands in on this part.
You think it got Disney-fied?
I think it did, dude. I think Robbie Lawler, one of the most vicious
I think they were
men,
trying to get some tears out of him, which it worked.
It worked. Fuck it. Good for him. But weird. I remember thinking that was weird. Like, this man is fucking changing men forever. Like, these guys that he was knocking out, that's a moment in time that they'll never get back.
My favorite interview with him is when they asked him about fighting Conor McGregor, and he was like, if I fight him, I'm not coming for his neck. And they're like, what are you coming for? He's like, his soul.
Yeah. That was brutal. That's when he was a champ.
Yeah, the welterweight champ.
And Conor was like, I'm going to go to 170. I'm going to get all the belts. And he said, fuck, go ahead, buddy. Come up here. Oh, man, take your soul. That's brutal. Just like I hope that shark does to these people while they listen to Jimmy Buffett with their speakers. They're really running out of ideas. I mean, a concert, how different does it have to be? You can have a concert anywhere. Why does it have to? I mean, I guess you could do it underwater, but fuck. It's strange. I just think it's a strange
They should do it
thing.
at the site of the Titanic.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't learned about fucking around in the water after that. And by the way, thank God that's over. Thank God that the most least concerning news story ever is fucking over. Thank God we're finished. As if they didn't get to a certain point at the while they're going down, the thing just exploded, and the news was like, "Yeah, they're still stuck down there. We don't know."
Yeah, like they were calculating their oxygen supply when they were probably already dead.
Done. And they exposed their like underwater sound system, which sounds like these people are taking some notes. These people here in Florida, they may rise up. They're known for it. Well, anyway, what do we got next? I think there's something going on in Portland or Oregon. The fine, yes, look at this. This is good. 48, this is they're trying to get a world record here, okay? 48-hour-long drag show, world record attempt underway in Oregon. Of course, that's the place to go. To do that, fantastic. She must be the star. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's Oregon, baby. And you can do drugs there. All the drugs are legal. You can do whatever the fuck you want in Oregon. You can go to the 48-hour drag show.
Oh, wait, there's more.
There's more? Who was that? Peppermint was her name?
Oh, that's a completely different article.
She's the one who'll be making the appearance. But that looks like a woman. Anyway.
Of course her name is Peppermint.
Let's not get too, let's not get too specific here. We don't we don't want to offend anybody with the things that we say, which is rare. But when I was a kid, world records were always something that was like crazy. World record. Like, who's attempted this? What's second place right now? Like this, they're going for first place. I wonder what second place is. How long can you be at a drag show for? What are they doing for 48 hours?
Now, is it just a drag show world record, or is it like a concert or a event world record?
I'm not sure. Let's see.
What's the actual record that they're...
Right. I'm not sure. But I like this sentence here. Dragathon came as a direct response to all the negative stuff against the drag and trans community in other parts of the country, where they're saying no more drag and too much drag, less drag. We're going the opposite. We're going to do more drag. We're going to go for it. There's not enough. Bring your kids to this one because we're going 48 hours, Portland, Oregon. We're doing coke. We're shooting heroin. We're doing every drug there is, and we're going to the 48 hour. That's what they better be like. There better be some incentive. Because I've never been to a drag show, but I understand what it kind of is, right? It's kind of like a fashion show / a fucking, like a comedy thing. Like, they'll go up there and talk shit to people, and I don't know, they dance. Apparently they read to kids now. Like, that's a part of it. I don't know what you can do for this long. It's a lot. This is like when you go to an Italian place, or if you're an uncultured swine, you go to Olive Garden, and they come over and they offer you grated cheese, and they have a real heavy hand, and they're not listening to you when you say, all right, like, that's enough. I'd like to eat my rigatoni that is dressed in what it's supposed to be dressed in. And you're putting way too much of this Parmesan. Far too much Parmesan. You're going overboard. And next thing you know, you're sitting there for 48 hours, and he's got a conveyor belt of bowls of cheese that you falling asleep. And that's kind of what this is. So there's going to be 60 drag queens and drag kings. Now I've never heard of a drag king. What's a drag king? Is it like, because a drag queen's supposed to be a man that...
Don't ask me to Google it, I'm not going to do
it. No, we don't have to. We definitely don't have to. But a drag king, if it's the exact reciprocal, must be a woman that dresses as a man with I don't know, like a really accentuated man.
Are all drag queens men? No, some of them are women, right?
Yes, some of them are.
So
can a man...
It just seems way less fun.
Way less fun to be a drag
women
king.
Dressing as men, like, if they just come out in, like, suits and stuff.
Right. That's why I'm thinking they got to dress like pimps or something. Like pimp suits. Pink.
All right.
Shiny or something.
I'll Google it.
Sequins. So they're trying to raise $250,000 for the Trevor Project, a nonprofit supporting LGBTQ plus youth, and they're gonna get it. They're gonna get every fucking cent of it because they're gonna live stream the event. The World Guinness fucking records. They're gonna be in the book. Imagine that in the book. Do you remember when you were a kid and you went to? Okay, so they dress like David Bowie.
They're women like that dress like men.
Yeah, but like gay sexy men. That's what they dress like. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So it's like 48 hours. 48 hours. We're going to do
like
that.
47, 2 hours too many.
Sure. 60 of them. There's going to be 60. Where's this event happening? Who's got the room for 60 big, bodacious drag queens and kings to do their thing for 48 minutes? Is there any more to this? Is that the end of the article?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think it said it. So it's co-hosted by Portland fashion boutique Wild Fang. Okay, so they'll be in there for a little bit. There's going to be some big-time ladies coming through. I don't know, guys. If you're in Portland, you may not be the worst idea to stop in. May not be the worst idea. Bring everyone that you know. It's a shame that you missed out because you were just in that neck of the woods. You were in Seattle. That's not super far from Portland.
It's a state over, but yeah.
Right.
I don't know if I would have ventured for this. Maybe
you could have, though. I mean, 48 hours gives you 2 days.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. The options there.
If you had
it was on the table.
If you had time in between work, you could have headed over state lines to partake in some revolutionary, world record-breaking shit.
I have always wanted to break a record.
Yeah.
I still don't know what the world record they're breaking is, but
sure. It must be by holding the 40. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it can just be performance. There has to have been longer performances. It has to be specifically a drag show. I think. I feel like it has to be. Like, how specific do they get?
I can't think of a specific performance that would have been
longer than
that.
I don't know. That maybe like a big music festival. What about a 3-day long music festival?
Does that count as?
I don't know. What a great place, Portland. The longest music piece. Oh, so this is just a piece by John Cage. Why is it? It's 639 years?
That's how long it's been being performed.
Oh my God.
But it's 26 and a half hours.
Okay. That's
longest
DJ set.
Dubfire broke the record for the longest ever solo DJ set at 26 and a half hours. See, that's more impressive than a 48-hour drag show.
Right.
Daniel Cooper gave a 12-hour performance in Knox Church to mark the Southern Hemisphere's winter solstice in 2019. Christopher Anderson gave a 16-hour performance, currently the second slowest and longest complete performance on record.
Interesting. So maybe it is. Maybe they're coming for performance supremacy. And then they're coming for your kids. And they're coming for their kids, your grandkids. They're coming for the books in schools.
Hide your dresses.
That's right. You're fucked. You're ruined.
Hide your dresses. We're wearing all of them.
See, that was good. See, because we played to both sides, you see? Because they should be able to do that. But who knows? Who knows what they're going to do next? Maybe they're a local councilman.
If they're anything like us, maybe their computer will just shut off at 8 minutes, and they'll go the full 48 hours, and none of it will be on camera or anything.
No world record set. They'd be fucked. Yeah. Well, either way, it's going to be an extravaganza. It's going to be great. In the grandest sense of the word, that has to be an extravaganza. Because that's a good word to describe something that's like big and like I think of the circus when I think of extravaganza.
I think the dragathon was a good word.
Dragathon is nice. Dragathon. Is that about dragons? What about the marketing here?
If I'm a dragon, I'm countersuing for using the dragathon name.
Sure. Yeah. Because there's definitely plenty pieces of media that you could watch for 48 hours about dragons. And that could be a dragathon on TV.
Sure. Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You binge it. Dragathon.
Dragathon. The fucking Shrek movies.
1, 2, and 3. Dragathon.
Plenty of dragons in that. What else? Fucking... Are there dragons
Aragon.
Yeah, I have that book. Are you looking at the book?
Yeah.
That's a fucking heavy book. That book is... Not heavy in the sense that...
There's a couple of them, right?
Yeah, I never read it. I got it when I was too young to finish it. So eventually I'll maybe dive in. But yeah, Dragathon. They better trademark it before the Dragon Society, who I think are the next ones who are going to be looking for social justice. Dragons, they're the next piece of society. It was women, it was black people and other ethnicities, Asians and Mexicans, and
Britney Spears.
Now it's, of course, and Britney Spears. She's coming out with something right out of left field. And I just want you guys, make sure, you guys got to hear this. This is her talking about having, she's dropping a book. She's dropping a memoir. And this is her as a youngin' talking
I'll
about...
have a good book one day. A good mysterious book.
It's gonna go dark.
I'll have a good book one day. A good mysterious book.
It's gonna go dark.
Mysterious book.
I'll have a good book one day.
Britney's dreams of releasing a book finally coming true. Those were her dreams, to release a book. I feel like at that age, whatever age she is, she probably should have been reading books, right? Britney probably should have been reading books at this point in time. She shouldn't have been thinking about writing them at some stage in her life. She should have thought about reading books, maybe going to school, instead of becoming an absolute lunatic. Because there's another video of her. I didn't. You can follow her on Instagram. I'm not worried about showing it. It's kind of gross. There's plenty of videos of her. You can go on her Instagram, and she has the black eyeliner, and she dances in a circle, and she does all this shit. But it doesn't work anymore because we know that she's of age. That's why it doesn't work. The reason why she got so big in the early 2000s, in a time of early decadence. Now we're deep into the decadence. That's why things are so saturated. But early on, once, after the 90s happened, in the early 2000s, and now we got these small, teeny bopper, super provocative. The next one is more provocative than the next. We don't know exactly how old they are. We don't know, like when Britney had the pigtails and the short schoolgirl outfit. Every grown man watched that video at some point, right? And I wasn't a grown man. I was a kid. I was younger than her, probably, but not by much. And she shocked everybody. She shocked everybody. And now it doesn't work. Now she tries to do the same thing, and she's like, what is she, 41? She's 41, yes. She's 41 years old. It's been a while. It's been quite some time. And this is something, what's going to be
I'm
in her
also
book?
seeing that she just got slapped by the NBA #1 overall draft pick Victor Wembanyama's security team.
You didn't hear about that?
No, I didn't see that.
Dude, it's because they didn't recognize her. This is what I'm saying. They didn't recognize her. The security guy didn't recognize her.
41-year-old bitch. Bang.
Slapped the dog shit out of her. And look out for that in her memoir. Look out for, what's it called? The Woman in Me.
The Woman in Me comes out in October.
October 24th.
She got a $15 million bag for this.
Really? For this book?
Just for, yep. The book can suck, but she got a book deal. 15 mil.
Totally. This is what happens when your time is, she kind of peaked again, not for anything good, mostly for her dad and the stuff in the news, but when you got an artist who got famous doing one thing, and now they're doing arguably the exact opposite, right? Singing and dancing and performing, and now she has a book, which I'm sure she has zero hand in writing. She's gonna have a lot of stuff to say. She's gonna have. It's kind of like, and I'm remembering this now because it says it. Jeanette McCurdy. She wrote a book called "Fuck You, Mom" or something. It wasn't that specifically, but it was like something mean to her mom, and it was a memoir talking about her shitty life, and nobody really cared as much because that's weird. Her mom gave her examinations till she was 17.
It's called I'm Glad My Mom Died.
That's what it is. That's much better than "Fuck You, Mom." I'm glad my mom died. Great. Britney should have called hers "I'm glad my dad fucking can leave me alone now. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you get famous for doing one thing, and then at a certain point, you got to find a way to squeeze a little bit more out because people are going to remember you. Oh, that's the girl from fucking iCarly. Let's read about why she's happy her mom is dead. Let's hear straight from the horse's mouth what was going through Britney Spears' head when she decided to shave it. I mean, that was a tough time in Hollywood anyway. I mean, they were out to fuck people up in those days, you know?
And they were, like, allowed to.
Yeah, exactly. Me and Eddie talked a little bit about that last week, but they were allowed to fuck around and do pretty much anything. They could bombard the fuck out of people. But the Kardashians, they figured it out. They're the real royal family. They get fucked with just enough, but not like Britney got fucked with, and Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton. And I always remember as a kid, because I had an older sister, and she would always talk about that shit. And I knew nothing about it. All I remember was when Paris Hilton got arrested, they put her in a really bad prison, which was known for having like a lot of lesbian gangs.
Oh boy.
And my sister was like,
Where's her book?
that's terrible. Yeah, exactly. Paris Hilton got worked. That lesbian fucking... Yeah. Orange is the new black. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's enough. She does have a lot to talk about, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of ladies who are going to be into it. I'm sitting here criticizing her when I have books about, you know...
Dragons that you never read?
Dragons. I got a book about Che Guevara, who was, you know, depending on what side of the coin you're on, not a good guy. Britney Spears, probably, in terms of goodness, Britney Spears may actually trump a guy like Che Guevara. I mean, there's plenty of nonsense up there. David Goggins, who the fuck is that? Nobody wants to be people.
I read that one.
That's a good one. Yeah, it is good. He's got a new one I want to read. But people don't want to hear that, guys. They want to hear about K-Fed. Remember K-Fed? He was in the news for a while.
He sneaks back in every once in a while.
Yeah.
Because he's, like, surprisingly very normal.
Yeah. And he got caught up, man. He got caught up in it. But now Britney's free. She's free to do what she wants. And $15 million for a book. She'll get a good pop there. Maybe get some on the back end. Maybe drop some music. Get a little bit there. Go on tour. And then she should probably pack it up. Go the Madonna route. Disappear until you're real old.
And then we'll write a book. I'm glad Britney Spears died.
Yes. Yeah.
That was mean. I'm kidding.
You're the only one. Yeah. She was part of that early. I remember my mom being upset about her sister. Remember Zoe 101, the show?
Was that her sister?
It was Jamie Lynn Spears. And I remember when she got pregnant.
Yeah, I remember her getting knocked up.
And my mom just had this, because she was young. She was like 16 or 17. And my mom and her big chubby friends would sit around and talk shit about her. Oh my God, she's so young. Having a kid, like she's not on fucking television every minute of every day.
Yeah, it's like dog years, though.
What do you mean?
Being in Hollywood and on TV, it's like dog years. Like you could say Kylie Jenner was too young, but really in dog years or Hollywood years, whatever you want to say, she's like 40.
Right.
But she's only like 20.
Yes. Yeah, it's true. It wears on you. I can imagine. At her age, doing what she's doing, it's actually a miracle that she's still here 20 years later to put out a book. So see, through the conversation, it all makes sense. I'm for her, and I'm for the guy with the anal beads. Those
Pro anal beads, pro Britney,
pro Britney memoir drop it October 24th. They're not paying me anything. So
pro drag,
yes, both drag,
dragathons,
and dragons,
dragons.
Sure, love them both.
Dragging these nuts.
Now it looks like one of our banks, maybe the second biggest one in the country, is up to a doozy. It's up to something. It seems like there's some wild shit going on with these corporations. It's almost like no matter how hard they try, they can't help but make our economy better. And when I read you guys the headline of this, you're going to wonder why I'm saying it made our economy better. Now, this is the headline, okay? If you haven't heard about this, this is a big deal. Bank of America fined $250 million over junk fees without withholding credit card perks and creating fake accounts. Bank of America has resorted to Russian bot activity to make extra money. Do you guys understand that? Do you guys understand the level of skullduggery and scumbaggery that it takes to be the second biggest bank in the biggest financial sector in the entire world, or one of, and to do the same thing that a credit card scammer does in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn? Do you understand the type of balls that it takes to do that? And they're helping us because every corporation does that. Every corporation ends up getting sued for some fucked up shit that we thought was helping us in the beginning. I mean, what they're doing, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy what they're doing. They're adding fees. They call them junk fees. I love that they came up with a name for them, because it happened with Wells Fargo as well. Wells Fargo had to pay back a lot of money with this same situation, more than what Bank of America is having to pay back, because they have better lawyers, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they didn't do it as much. Wells Fargo had to pay back like $4 billion. And I don't know, guys. I think as soon as you walk into a bank, as soon as you go into a bank, you're getting... Just bend over the desk. Grab your ankles. Your asshole is getting opened like a newspaper. That is what's happening anytime you step in a bank. If you have to operate under the impression that every bank is doing some fucked up shit like this. There's plenty of times where you look at your account and there's some random fee in there or some charge, and you're like, who knows what the fuck that is? And most people don't even look. Most people don't look. Most people don't look at their credit card debt. They don't look at any of that shit. So they're doing the right thing. You gotta have a scheme. You can't do it all the right way. Even the government, right? The government's got schemes. The corporations, they have to. That's how it's run. Johnson & Johnson, the whole opioid thing, pushing them on people. And then they get fined afterwards. Fine, we made plenty of money on that. If they're getting charged what? They got to pay $100 million in restitution to harmed consumers, and another $150 dollars. There's no million after that. $150 million in civil penalties after the Consumer Financial Bureau and Office in the.
I think that's to the people affected. 150.
Right, but so's the $100 million. No, what's the right?
Yeah, so I think they're divvying up that $100 million, and then on top of that, they get $150 for a different penalty.
Oh, gotcha. So here's $150.
So, that's the restitution, and that's for the actual crime, the civil penalty.
Gotcha. Well, either way, it equates to $250 million in fines. You have to assume they made way more off of that, knowing that eventually someone... And it's funny. I want to see if we can find what it is they were exactly doing. So Bank of America reaped hundreds of millions of dollars by charging multiple fees to customers who did not have enough funds in their bank account from February 2018 until 2020. They were just hitting you with fees when you couldn't. If you had $30 in your bank account, they're like, we need 31. Oh, wait. Let's see. Consumers could not reasonably expect or understand they would be hit with $35 fees each time the bank declined to pay a single transaction. My goodness. They were just making it up as they go. See, this is the shit I'm talking about. This is a bunch of guys in a room, in a dark room. There's like the light bulbs that hang off the ceiling, and they're all wearing smoky suits, and they click them on. They're like, all right, guys, chomping on cigars. And they're like, how are we going to do it this time? What scheme do we have to where we receive a slap on the wrist for a massive reward? Massive reward. So the practices are illegal and undermine customer trust. The CFBP will be putting an end to these practices across the banking system. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. The banks own it. They own it all. We should let them run amok. We should let them run amok. It's, if you want your money to be worth anything, if you want inflation to go back down, if you want any of that shit, you need to let the banks run amok. We don't need Lehman Brothers to close again. All right? We don't need that. This is a good thing. When I hear a bank or a big corporation is getting fined, I jump for joy. I mean, but a big one. It's got to be a big one. This is a big one, right? This is a big bank. They're not just gonna. It's like sending the president to jail. That would be a bad look for the country. As much as they want to say they're going to do it, if they actually arrested the president, even if he was the former president, I think that looks bad.
I feel like watching Biden go to jail would be really funny.
Come on, Jack. Come on, man. Where are we going? When I was a kid, I used to use these cuffs in the bedroom.
Jail ain't got shit on me.
Yeah. Fuck jail. I come from Scranton. Where do I come from? Yeah.
Wilmington, Delaware.
Yeah, I don't know. We should be rooting for this kind of stuff. This is good. This is good. I think I read something about how 40% of commercial real estate or commercial something is going to be owned by major corporations. That's good. That's fantastic. We need that. We need little independence for the free market. We got to make the small,
especially because it's all unoccupied.
Sure.
Everyone's working from home still. No one wants to go back to these offices, and they're just taking a bath right now.
Right. Exactly.
So fuck them.
Fuck them. Yeah, but it'll be a small price to pay. It'll be they'll be fine, right? Once something comes out about BlackRock or whatever. Aside from the world domination thing that we covered last time a few weeks ago, we showed that kid who said, dominating is it's an interesting idea, is what he said. I like that. I don't know. This is a good old-fashioned scheme. Bank of America, happy it happened to the big one, the one named after the country, the Bank of America. It's good. It's good, and I think now is a good time, right around this time, to start taking your money out of banks. I think about that sometimes. Like, what if what's going on in France starts happening here? Which would be interesting, right? What's going on in France, for those of you who don't know, there was a kid, a North African kid who was shot and killed by a police officer. So people in France are rioting and looting. This article is from I think this article is from last week. Maybe it calmed down now. But, France historically, not the best to African descending people. There's a reason why a lot of African countries people speak French, and it's not a good one. But I guess this is really showing how far American culture stretches, right? Because France is supposed to hate us, and now they're copying us. Now they're taking the one thing that we hold near and dear: riots over racism on both sides. We gotta have both. But right now, this is mostly for the side that is more liberal, right? They're rioting because he was killed. But again, American influence to allow that to happen in such a relatively safe place like France, right? France is supposed to be, people are chilling, they write, they're unbothered. They don't care to. They seem almost too busy for anything that you have to say. How do you turn a group of maybe sublime people who understand pleasure and understand living to riot in the street for days at a time, where 40,000 members of police officers and law enforcement and the whole thing are out having to subdue people and that's American movies, that's American muscle, baby. That's like the Mustang in 1975. That's what we're bringing over now. But what's upsetting is everyone wants to go to Paris, right? You can't go to Paris. Like, what if you want to go to the Louvre? You want to go see the Louvre? You can't, because people are running amok, robbing, and they are taking to the banks. They're going to the banks because some of them are getting their accounts locked, which has happened
Probably
here.
a cheap flight right now.
Sure, yeah. I remember seeing a guy on Instagram. It was one of those walk-up interviews, and they asked him, what does he like to do? And he's like, well, I like to vacation to places that are in they're like
Turmoil.
Turmoil, yeah. There's like a revolution or a natural disaster happened or something. There's a war. He's like, I like to go to war-torn countries because it's cheaper, and I don't know. He probably had some other sociopathic explanation. But you're right. Probably going to France now is good. I saw that they banned fireworks for their. They have some festival. I don't know.
I wish we would do that. I hate fireworks.
Yeah.
Fucking hate them. They're so stupid.
Yeah, right. It's the best time to shoot somebody.
Yeah. Pop up.
Especially around here, right? This is supposed to be... It's nice now. There's a lot of weird white people that walk around with funny hair. But there's definitely some questionable areas. And when fireworks go off, your ears perk up a little bit, I guess. Even if it is the 4th of July. But yeah, these guys, these people in France, they're really revolting. I don't know if we'll do that here. To the same, we've done it for the same reason. We've done it for the same reason a couple times. But I don't know if we'll take to the banks. I think it's been one thing after another. There was a video that they let out the animals at the zoo, I'm pretty sure. There was elephants and shit running in the streets just in the streets. They're getting after it. They're setting the precedent for riots over there in France. They, again, this episode might be called Game Changers because
There's a theme.
They're setting the blueprint. And I don't know. Maybe things are getting better. France, they're going to be all right. They're always going to be cool. There's probably people fucking right now.
Drinking red wine. Doing anal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tons of anal right now. Tons of it.
Braiding their armpit hair.
People getting beaten and tear gassed by a police force of 40,000 strong. 700 people arrested. People are doing anal. people are up all night
and buying anal beads on Amazon Prime Day.
That's right.
I don't know if that joke got cut off earlier, but
but on that note, guys, I think I think we're good. We did a lot of shit. We covered some real game-changing stuff, I think. And you now know where we lie in support of each of those articles. We're with France. We're with fucking Hans Niemann. Maybe he's French. That'd be even better. Hans Niemann. That's like German. I don't know. Either way, we're going to wrap this fucker up. Thank you guys for listening. Talk to you next week. No dates. All right. Peace, guys.